This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us start.
Audible.
Okay, so during the last class, we were discussing regarding the organizational structure of a company. Okay, so let me go to the, okay, so let me go to the system. Actually, before organizational structure, we need to discuss one thing. So I missed it. Okay, let me discuss one thing known as procurement cycle. Okay, so procurement cycle means every module, SAP materials management or SAP SD or sales and distribution, every module will have their own cycle. Cycle means what is the triggering point for the procurement cycle and what will be the end point. What and all the intermediate steps that are involved in the for a particular module or the cycle. Okay, so that we need to discuss. Actually, I missed that. So we will try to discuss that thing in the today's class. What is the procurement cycle or P2P cycle? Procurement cycle or P2P cycle is nothing but, let me go to the one of the Word document. Let us say where a procurement activity will be started in a company. What is the trigger point? So let us say there is one HRD department manager is there. P2P cycle or the procure to pay cycle. Procure to pay cycle or SAP materials management procurement cycle. Procurement cycle. Okay, so let us say I am the HR manager. I am the human resource management manager. I want to give training during the month of May. So for the training purpose, I need to have some books and pens to be procured and give it to the persons who are involved in the training. So let us say HRD department. HRD department, they need books or pens for the month of May training they want to give. Let us say books 10 numbers and pens 10 numbers. Okay, so that they will be able to distribute these pens and books to the persons who are involved in the training. so that the training can be continued. In the same way, there is one more department known as plant maintenance. Let us say plant maintenance department people, plant maintenance department. So they are planning to have the one of the machinery repair during the month of May. Then what they need? They need some spare parts, right, for the replacement. So let us say they need some bearing for the month of 10 numbers for the month of May maintenance activities. So what these people will do, first and foremost activity, what these people are going to do, the first and foremost activity these people are going to do is what they are going to do. They need to arrange these materials like books, pens or bearings in advance before they start the maintenance activities or the training activities, right? So they need to ensure whatever may be the materials that are required for providing the training and the maintenance of the machinery should be available in advance so that they can continue with that particular activity properly. Let us say, so if they want to see these particular materials available in the organization in advance, what the first and foremost activity they are going to do? They will go to one of the department known as the stores or the warehouse department, right? So they will go to the stores department, and within the stores department they will verify whether the books and pens are available or not. Also the bearings are available or not. Stores department or the warehouse department, right? So they will cross verify whether these materials are available readily in the stores or the warehouse department. Okay, if the stores is having the stocks of the bearings and the books, then what they will do? They will create one document known as a reservation slip or the goods issue slip, and that particular reservation slip and goods issue slip they will be taken to the stores department. Again, as that particular issue slip or the reservation slip, stores department will issue the materials to the plant maintenance or the HRD department, right? So if you want to take the money in the bank, what you will do? Goods issue slip. You will go to the stores bank and you will fill some withdrawal slip, right? In the same way, in an organization, if I want to withdraw the material from the stores or the warehouse department, I need to create one document known as the goods issue slip. I will take the printout of the goods issue slip and I will go to the stores. I will hand over that particular issue slip to the stores department people. They will issue the materials against the issue slip what I have created. So this is the normal process that is happening. But let us say there is no material available in the stores. In the stores department, there is no bearings. Also, there is no books or pens available. Then what they will do? What is the next activity? So these people will go to the one of the person known as the stores materials planner or MRP planner. You might have seen these things in your projects as well or companies. So MRP planner, if the material is available readily in the stores, then these people will take the material from the stores department and do the training and the plant maintenance activities, which is fine. When there is no material available in the stores department, then the issue will come. So they will go to the MRP planner, then they will inform to the MRP planner regarding the non-availability of the materials. Then what MRP planner will do? He will try to go intimate the same thing to the procurement department regarding the non-availability of the bearings and books. Also, as a HRD department supervisor, you can also directly go to the procurement department and intimate them regarding the non-availability of the books and pens in the storage department. Then what procurement department will say? They will say, you please come up with one of the authorized document. So you create one authorized document and you take all the approvals for that particular authorized document and give that particular authorized document to us. Then we will proceed for the procurement activities. So what is that authorized document? Yes. So that particular authorized document is nothing but a purchase requisition, right? So yeah. So that particular authorized document is nothing but a purchasing requisition. So let me, the step number 1 in the procurement cycle is create purchase requisition. So the trigger point for the procurement cycle is creation of the purchase requisition. So purchase requisition can be created manually or via material requirement planning. Create purchase requisition. Some companies they will call it as an indent, but SAP terminology is the purchase requisition. Okay. So purchase requisitions can be created in 2 ways, right? I can create the purchase requisition manually, or I can create the purchase requisition via automatic material requirement planning program. Automatic material requirement planning program. So what is manual creation of the purchase requisition and what is automatic creation of the purchase requisition? And the purchase requisition will also go through the approval mechanism. Approval mechanism means anybody in the organization can create the purchase requisition. But you created the purchase requisition, that doesn't mean procurement department should go ahead and do the procurement, right? So if you do that before doing the procurement by the procurement department for a particular material, it should be thoroughly verified and approved. Otherwise, what will happen? You created one requisition, he created one requisition. I am the purchasing manager. I am buying whatever you are requesting. Then what will happen at the end? At the end, I will be unnecessarily buying the materials and storing them in the company. You are buying the material means you are paying the money to the suppliers. So it is a unnecessary blockage of your money. So that is the reason every purchase requisition should go through the approval mechanism. Let us say I created the purchase requisition, then my boss needs to review it and approve it. Nothing but a approval mechanism. There are various levels of the approval mechanism available for a particular purchase requisition document, right? So how are we going to do the approval mechanism? We will see in our coming sessions. But what is manual creation of the purchase requisition? Manual creation of purchase requisition is nothing but you need to enter all the details manually when you are creating the purchase requisition. Okay, so how I am going to create the purchase requisition manually? Just for your understanding purpose, I will show it to you. Let me go to the SAP system. I will go to MSTSC, connect, yes. I will go to the SAP logon, SAP logon. S4 HANA. Okay, so I will put the username as S4H48. Welcome 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is just for your understanding purpose. Every procurement document will have 3 levels of data, 3 sections. One is the header level section, item overview and item details. So if I want to create a purchase requisition, I will go to the logistics. I will go to the materials management, purchasing, purchase requisition, and create. ME51N is the transaction code to create the purchase requisition. So if I want to create a purchase requisition, there are 3 sections in the purchase requisition. This is the header level section. Okay, then item overview and item details. So here there is something known as a item details. Every document will have 3 sections included in it. In the header level section, I will be selecting what exactly the type of requisition. Is it a standard requisition? There are various types of the purchase requisitions. Like this is one of the standard purchase requisition document type, and I have one thing known as a framework order purchase requisition. Like that, there are various types of requisition types. You need to select the relevant requisition type for your transaction purpose based upon your type of procurement you are going to do it. So this is the place. It is nothing but any communication I want to give it to the procurement department. Let us say I am the HRD department person. I am requesting procurement department to go ahead and do the procurement of the pens and books. So I want to give some intimation to them. So I can write to the procurement department manager, please buy these materials, provide these materials as soon as possible. Thanks, HRD department. Like that, I can mention any information over here which I want to communicate to the procurement department. So this is the header level data of the requisition. Then you have the item overview, right? So here I want to mention the materials which I am trying to buy. I am requesting the procurement department to buy the materials, right? So I just need to give the details of the materials which I am trying to buy. So before that, I need to have the material master data created. So I will try to quickly create the material master data for the pens and books. Let me see. Okay, so these details we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, so just now I am trying to create these materials. Let me try to create any one of the material. So let me quickly create these materials. We will see. I will try to create the material as pen. Okay, so let me quickly go ahead and do this. So in SAP, I will be using the coding only. Let us say I want to order pens. Then I will use the relevant code for the pens which I have created, right? So what is the code that I have created for the pen? That is 2192. So every element in an SAP, I will be assigning one alphanumeric coding or numeric coding. So that particular coding only I will be using to do the transactions. Okay, so I will not specify any description or naming convention, right? Okay, so let me go to the, so I just created one. Let me see, I'm just trying to give. Okay, so I have created pen as a, what is the code that I have created for the pen? 2192. So I will input 2192 over here. So this is the material, right? So I will input 2192. I'm not going to mention pen and all those things, etc. Right? So I will try to create one more material. What is that material I am trying to create? I am trying to create a material known as a books, right? So what is the plant? So the plant I will be selecting as S11. S11 is the plant. What is the storage location? 0002. What is plant? What is storage location? what is purchasing group, what is purchase organization. These things we are going to see in our coming sessions. So let me quickly create. So 2193 is the books, right? So I am trying to create 2193 as a books. So these things we will see how to create a material, etc. once our organizational structure is configured. But for now I am just trying to show it to you how a purchase requisition can be created manually. So 2193 is the books which I have created. So I will input the book over here. Whatever may be the code I have given for the book, I am going to specify it over here. Then what is the quantity I am trying to request from the procurement department? Let us say I am requesting 1000 books and 1000 pens. Then what is the plant for which I am requesting these materials? This is the plant or the manufacturing location. Okay, so then okay, so these things we will see what is purchasing group, etc. and what is the, so I just need to enter all the details manually for the material I am trying to request. I will just click on enter button. So see here, I am trying to request 1000 numbers of pens and 1000 books for the plant of Samsung. I have one Samsung manufacturing plant. For the Samsung manufacturing plant, I am trying to request these materials. Okay, so I need to enter these details over here manually at the item overview section, right? So like this, I will be able to create a purchase requisition manually. So it has so many issues over here, these and all the errors. Okay, so let me try to rectify this error. I will go to the, so your configuration is not proper. Your configuration or the your master data is not fine, then it is going to give so many issues for you. So as a consultant, you need to rectify all these issues on your own in the real-time projects. Okay, so I am trying to rectify this. I did some mistake in the configuration. That is the reason my purchase requisition which I have created is giving so many issues. So all those issues I need to rectify and I need to create it. But this is the way you need to create the purchase requisition. If you need some material, you can create the purchase requisition manually by entering all the details in this manner. Okay, so in Oracle also it is being created like this only, or any changes? Huh? You don't. But they will be creating in Oracle only, right? Yeah, you are the procurement department person, right? You are not going to create, but any other person will be creating. Okay, so this way I can create a purchase requisition manually by inputting all the relevant details over here. So this is the point number 1 in the creation of the purchase requisition manually. We will see how to create the purchase requisition when we are executing the transactional data. Okay, so but in this class I am trying to explain you how a purchase requisition can be created manually. Then what is the automatic creation of the purchase requisition? Purchase requisitions can be created automatically also without manual intervention. So how a purchase requisition can be created automatically? Some question is raised by the same process in Oracle also. Okay. Okay, then any software the process will be same, but there will be some minor differences over here and there. Okay. So how a purchase requisition can be created automatically? If you want to create a purchase requisition automatically, then how a purchase requisition can be created? There are based upon some of the characteristic values or the attributes that you specified for a particular material. Means, let us say I am trying to buy one motor, right? I am trying to buy a motor. For this particular motor, I want to create purchase requisitions automatically without having the manual intervention. Okay, so how a purchase requisition can be created automatically? It will be created based upon some of the attributes which you are trying to maintain for that particular material. What are those attributes? Let us say maximum stock levels. For a particular material motor, you can mention maximum stock level within your company as some 25,000 numbers. This is what you defined. Means you will analyze, you will go to the procurement department or the production department or any plant maintenance department, and you will ask them, what is the maximum stock level I can keep for this particular material in my plant? Is one of the attribute, maximum stock level. Then what is the minimum stock level? Minimum stock level is, for this particular material, I can keep a minimum stock of 8,000 numbers. I need to keep 8,000 numbers minimum, not below that. Then we have the safety stock. So what is safety stock? Safety stock level, I can keep it as a 10,000 numbers. Means safety stock is one of the stock I am going to keep for a particular material in my company as a stock. That particular stock I am not going to keep aside. I will not be using this particular stock continuously in my production purposes. But when I will use this stock, I will use this stock only when there is a emergency situation. Means my vendor is not supplying the material because of some strike is going on outside the company. So he will not be able to deliver the material. So in such cases, I will use this 10,000 numbers so that my production will not get impacted. So nothing but a safety stock. Then what is the reorder point stock level? So what is the reorder point stock level? A reorder point stock level is nothing but it is one of the attribute for a particular material which I will be taking as a basis to create the MRP purchase requisition automatically. Let us say I said here reorder point stock level for this particular material is 9,000 or 6,000, right? So I am specifying for the motor the reorder point stock level is 6,000 numbers. Then what is this meaning? The meaning is, let us say today morning for this particular bearing, I have a maximum stock of in my company as, let us say, some 25,000 numbers. Okay, so there is a request or the goods issue slip came from the production department to withdraw a stock of 20,000 numbers for the production purposes. So there is a goods issue slip came. Against this particular goods issue slip, my stores department issued 20,000 numbers. Then what will be the stock within the warehouse? Yeah. So the stock in the warehouse will become 25,000 numbers minus 20,000, right? So it will become 5,000 numbers. Okay, so then what will happen? There is one thing known as one program that is getting executed continuously in the back end, known as a material requirement planning program. Nothing but a MRP program. This will be set in the system, will be executed automatically for an interval of 1 hour, 2 hour, like that, daily. So when this particular program is getting executed, what it will do, whatever may be the materials that are available under the plant, for each and every material, it will take the maximum stock. Then it will try to compare against the reorder point stock. Let us say my maximum stock now is 5,000 numbers, right? My maximum stock now I have in my warehouse is the 5,000 numbers. Then what it will do? It will try to compare the maximum stock against the reorder point level stock. So what is my reorder point level stock? 6,000, right? So what is the situation now? Here the situation is my warehouse stock falls below the reorder point level. Below reorder point stock, right? Means it is below the reorder point stock level. Also there are some cases the reorder point, the warehouse stock will be equal to the reorder point stock level, or sometimes equal to reorder point stock. So in this case, my reorder point, my present stock in the warehouse falls below the reorder point level stock. Then what this particular program will do? This program will try to create a purchase requisition automatically for the quantity that is maximum stock of 25,000 minus the present stock is 5,000. So it will try to create a purchase order for 20,000 numbers automatically. So this particular process will be called as a creation of the purchase requisitions automatically via material requirement planning program. So what exactly the planning program? Where I am trying to do this, it will be done in the production planning module, not in SAP materials management. So there is one thing known as a material requirement planning program. So that particular program will be executed at the production planning module side. Where it will be executed, I will go to the production planning. So let me go to the logistics. Production, you see over here something known as a production, right? Go to the production, go to the production, a material requirement planning, MRP. So go to the planning and total planning, MD01 is online. So I will try to execute the material requirement planning specific to a plant. This is some of the program that is getting executed. So I will just try to click on enter and I will try to execute this. See, the program is now getting executed. So what it tried to do, it tried to create a purchase requisitions of 2 numbers automatically in the back end. So when this particular program is getting executed, it will try to check for a particular material plant S111. If there are 1,000 materials, for all 1,000 materials, it will consider the existing stock and compare that particular existing stock against the reorder point level stock. For all those materials where there is a existing stock falls below the reorder point stock level, it will try to create a purchase requisitions automatically. Okay, so this is the way you can create the purchase requisitions automatically, but we will see in our say later sessions in detailed descriptions against this particular thing. Okay, so this job is this program is available in the production planning, but you ask them the production planning consultant, he will try to set the job for you, but the attributes like what is the maximum stock, what is the minimum stock, what and all the reorder point stock levels, and what is the safety stock, these details you need to maintain for the particular material when you are creating the material master data. Where you are creating these attributes, let me show it to you that as well. So I'm going to create these attributes at the materials management, material master, right? Okay, so I will go to the material, I will go to the create general, I will go to the mm01, I will try to create a material over here. So where I will be creating, it is just now it's working, right? But why now it is not working? Yes, it was working in the, I just tried, right? Material master should be set productive. Let me set those things. MX2. So there are so many configurations you need to set, right? MX3. Let me go to the, let me go back. Let me go to the 9000 S11. Let me OMX3. Okay, there are so many settings which you need to do it before creating the any master data or the transactional data. Okay, so it is not as simple as that. You need to do so much of configurations. It's not working, it seems. Okay, let me go to the change mode of the particular material. We created this, right? 2193. So this you see over here there is something MRP, right? So in the MRP, see here there are some of the attributes. What is the reorder point stock is one of the attribute, right? So I just need to specify the what is the attribute value for the reorder point. So this is the 6000. Then what is the minimum stock, maximum stock level? Maximum stock level is 25,000. And what is the minimum lot size or the minimum stock level? Minimum stock level I can put it as 5,000. Then what is the safety stock levels? So safety stock levels I am going to maintain it. Safety stock level I am going to maintain it as a, let us say some 10,000. Okay, safety stock I will keep it 4,000. See, so this is the place where I need to specify the attributes for a particular material, like what is the maximum stock level, minimum stock level, reorder point stock level, etc. Based upon these attributes, whenever the stock of this particular material falls below the reorder point stock level or equals to the reorder point stock level, it will try to create a purchase requisitions automatically. So nothing but the step number 1 of the procurement cycle. Then what is the approval mechanism? Approval mechanism means every requisition or the procurement document which has created, it should go through the various levels of approval before actually going for the production procurement. So that it is like your loan application, right? You have put one loan application. What will happen? You put the loan application, it will not be immediately approved, right? The loan. First, it should be verified by your loan application should be created in the system or the software what they are using for the loans processing. Let us say I created the loan application, then I need to thoroughly review the loan application whether I have filled all the mandatory details of that particular loan application or not. Yes, I filled all the details, so I will just click on approve. Once I click on approve, it will go to the assistant manager of the loans department. Then what he will do? He will again cross check whatever may be the details I have specified. He will also check whether I provided the details properly, like pay slip, did I provide it properly? Also, did I have any credit issues? Let us say you are using the credit card. You are not making the payments in a regular way. So your CIBIL score will get impacted if you are not making the payments immediately. So your CIBIL score will not be properly correct, active, proper. Means if your CIBIL score is too high, then there is a chances of getting the loan immediately. But your CIBIL score is very low. That means you are the defaulter of the payments. So he will check that. Okay, so this particular person CIBIL score is very less. So reject the application. Done. If it is CIBIL score is properly done, then he will approve. Then it will go to the credits manager, loan credit manager. He will also verify and he will approve. Your loan will be sanctioned and deposited into your bank account. So in the same way, production person or the human resources supervisor created the requisition to buy the books and pens. So based upon the value of the requisition, it will go through the various levels of approval mechanism. Once all the levels of the people verified and approved that particular requisition, it will be proceeded for the procurement activities. So nothing but a step number 1. I can call the purchase requisition as a internal document. So purchase requisition, I am calling it as a internal document. Can anyone tell why I am calling this particular purchase requisition as internal document? Internal document, right? So why purchase requisition I am calling as internal document? Can anyone suggest? Yeah. So purchase requisition is an internal document. Why? Because human resource department person creating and giving it to the procurement department. Plant maintenance department is creating and he is giving it to the procurement department. So my plant maintenance and the HRD department as well as my procurement department, these three departments belongs to the company only. These are not any one of the person is not a outside person. So that is the reason I am calling this particular document as a internal document. Okay, so any doubts on understanding the internal document from the line? Is it clear for everyone? Okay. Okay, then What is the step number 2 in the procurement cycle? The step number 2 in the procurement cycle is, let us say, creation of the vendor selection process. Let us say human resource department person created the purchase requisition that is approved completely. Now that requisition comes to the procurement department for the further procurement processes. Then what they will do? So they will do the vendor selection process, right? They will go for the step number 2, nothing but a vendor selection process. So what is vendor selection process? Vendor selection process is nothing but they will, as per the procurement functionalities or the procurement standards, any material you are trying to procure, you need to take 3 vendors minimum and do the comparison of those 3 vendors and select one of the best vendor. So how you are going to select the best vendor? What and all the parameters you are going to use to select your best vendor? There are 3 parameters based upon which I am trying to select a vendor. One is quality, cost or price, and delivery terms and conditions. Delivery terms and conditions, right? It is not showing. Okay, so because of this. Okay, it is because of the, I think that we need to move it further. Okay, now can you see now or not? Okay, so I will write it down over here. Okay, so any procurement department, if they are going for the vendor selection process, they will take 3 parameters into consideration. One is quality of the product which he is supplying, cost, and the delivery terms and conditions. Okay, so also they will take 3 vendors into consideration. So they will take vendor number 1. Let us say vendor number 1 is Premier Bearings, right? Vendor number 1 they are taking as a, and vendor number 2 and vendor number 3. Vendor number 1 is, let us say, Premier Bearings. Vendor number 1 is Premier Bearings, who is supplying the bearings. And vendor number 2 is HMT, right? And vendor number 3 is, let us say, there is something known as a Tecumseh. So these are the 3 vendors they will be identifying to buy the procurement of a bearing. Let us say Premier Bearings, they said they will supply every bearing at the rate of 100 rupees per piece. And HMT bearing, they said they will supply at the rate of 110 rupees. Tecumseh, they said they will supply 120 rupees per bearing. So before these prices are provided by the vendors, procurement department will send one document to each and every vendor regarding the quotations asking from them. What is that particular document? It is a request for quotation. So they will create one request for quotation to the vendor number 1 and request for quotation 2 for the vendor number 2 and request for quotation 3 for the vendor number 3, RFQ2 and RFQ3. RFQ is nothing but a request for the vendors to provide the quotations. Means how they will come to know, I need bearing, I need to ask them, right? Either I need to call them and ask for the prices at which they are going to charge if I am trying to buy a bearing from them, or I need to generate one document, and that particular document I need to give it to them, so that they, against that particular document, they can send the quotes. Quote is nothing but a price details and the quality at which they are going to send the material, and the delivery terms and conditions what they are going to offer for me when they are delivering the materials to me. Okay, so one quotation for the vendor number one quotation to the vendor number two, one quotation for the vendor number three. Okay, so against this particular quotation, they will provide the prices to me. Vendor one said he will deliver the bearing at the rate of 100 rupees, vendor 2 110 rupees, vendor 3 120 rupees. Okay, so it's already time is up, so we can continue tomorrow from the vendor selection process. Okay, so we can continue tomorrow. Any doubts on today's class? Any doubts from the team who is there online regarding the today's class? Okay, so if there is no questions, we can proceed further from tomorrow onwards. Any doubts with you today's class? It will automatically run. You need to set one background job. Within that particular background job, you need to define the intervals at which that particular program should be executed automatically. Daily twice, daily thrice, or once in hour, so it will be executing automatically. Yes, yes. Okay, so we can meet tomorrow for the further sessions. Thanks for joining the call. Bye bye.